Wrestling fans, the following contest is set for one fall. It is a special handicap match. Introducing first from the dark side at 407 pounds, Big Vader.
All right, the arrival of Big Van Vader. Gigantic man, very mysterious.
First from Boulder, Colorado at 229 pounds, DeVille. And from Chattanooga, Tennessee at 223 pounds, Paulie.
DeVille and Paul Lee. It'll be a handicap match, a 2-on-1. The masked man, well over 300 pounds. He is a giant of a man, and he has been on, as you, oh, there goes DeVille, and now there goes Paul Lee. He has been on a rampage in World Championship Wrestling. Sheer size has been his most dominating factor. Goes right to the arm. Sends down Lee with a left hand. And a clothesline. Picks up Lee. Oh, throws him down right on the small of his back. Clothesline. Vader just overpowered both hands that time. Fans, want to remind you they were coming back right here to Chicago in 3 weeks. On Sunday, December 30th, a little pre-New Year's party at the UIC Pavilion. We're going to start at 8 o'clock with all the top stars. More information each and every week right here on World Championship Wrestling Pro, right here on WGN. From behind now, both men are trying to double team Van Vader, and they get him down to one knee. What kind of tag was that, for crying out loud? Tag a man when he's on the mat. Lee keeps the pressure right on the arm. Double team. Referee trying to intervene here. Cannot. Van Vader lowers the boom. And I mean, he really lowered the boom. Hand right to the chest. For the run to the corner. Here comes Vader. 300 plus pounds on Paul Lee, who's like a dancing dodo right now. Pick up and all the way down. That should be it for Lee, but he's not finished. Van Vader with a big splash. DeVille, what's he trying to accomplish here? Van Vader's just too much for him. Pick up. Power slam. Lee can't get up. Look at him, and now DeVille is down. Vader's going to smash him, too, with a Vader press. He's got them both.
Winner of the match, Big Van Vader.
Big Van Vader with an impressive win. We're going to take a look at some of the things that happened. Here's the gorilla-type press over top of the head. He presses him a couple of times, a couple of reps with him. And shoves him right down. The big splash to end it all for Big Van Vader. Lex Luger. He wants that U.S. title back, and he could get it next weekend from Stan Hansen. Let's hear some comments from Lex Luger.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a single-one fall. Weighing in at 410 pounds, making his way to the ring area, Big Van Vader! In the ring, his opponent, from Buffalo, New York, 259 pounds, Merro.
All right, here, World Championship Wrestling, hearing, seeing, and even feeling the presence of Big Van Vader. Mark Merro doesn't seem to be too enthused about it, but Big Van Vader, look at this awesome specimen.
Well, I tell you, you've got to admit, Van Vader has one of the most imposing entrances in World Championship Wrestling. You've got to think twice when you see this man come out, because he is a big man.
Merro trying everything he can against Big Van Vader! The big foot right on target. How can you combat against the size of Big Van Vader? And that is a question for Larry Zbyszko to answer tomorrow night right here in the UIC Pavilion, one-on-one.
Well, you're going to have a different type of game plan. You can't run into the man like that. You can't go underneath the man. You're going to have to use those side angular attacks. You're going to have to wear him out. He doesn't have the endurance. That's one of the factors you're going to have to work on. You can't go head-to-head with a man the size of Van Vader. And he's not a very nice individual.
Fans, we've heard comments from the World Tag Team Champs, the Steiners, directed towards Sid Vicious, Stan Hansen, their World Tag title defense.
Oh!
Tomorrow night here in Chicago, of course, it's Super Brawl. The Steiners take on Sting and Lex Luger, one of the most anticipated matches ever in World Championship Wrestling history. It'll happen exclusively on pay-per-view at Super Brawl May 19th. And now, Vader. This big guy gets up top.
Don't tell me he's going up there. He's going up there.
Apparently is. And this big guy, well over 300 pounds.
Oh!
Incredible. He flattened him out.
The winner of the match, Big Van Vader.
Van Vader. He is awesome. And he is on a roll there.
You know something? I think this man here was just lost when he saw Vader come out, but he got clothesline right there. I'm surprised the man was not carried out to stretches at this point. Van Vader is a huge, powerful individual, and you can't meet him head on. Meat City right there, baby.
And when we come back, we'll take a look at what happened in Japan with Ric Flair and Fujinami leading to the big rematch at Super Brawl, and I'll talk to the world champion Ric Flair.
High-powered action upcoming right now as Vader takes on Chad Austin, one fall. Then we'll be seeing Vader in our flashback when he takes on Cactus Jack in a grudge match.
Boy, you know, I feel something shaking. I don't know if it's the floor or Hulk Hogan.
Well, I don't think it's Hulk Hogan, although Hogan would be well advised to really study Vader.
No kidding. This thing has been brewing for a long time. It's inevitable. The word is that this man right here, Vader, the word on the street is he is unbeatable. And Hulk Hogan, my friend, the Hulkamania, Larry Zbyszko, don't ever take for 1 second that the Hulkster doesn't think about that. But he's scared. Oh, I'm talking about Hulk Hogan scared of no man, brother.
It's going to be the irresistible force meeting the immovable object when those two get together.
I'll tell you what force it is, Larry Zbyszko. It's Bearilla. This man is the master of the Bearilla move.
Scientific classification, Urkus Horribilis.
No, Bearilla, brother. He's a cross between a bear and a gorilla, and he possesses the power of 20,000 men. Hulkamania better be ready because they coming together sooner or later, face to face.
Well, Vader, of course, is the new U.S. heavyweight champion. And you can see the way he's just totally manhandling.
Oh, Bearilla move.
One-handed Bearilla.
Barking like a dog.
Well, he's got Chad Austin totally destroyed.
Whoa.
Anybody need a dumbbell?
Another Bearilla move.
Dumped him like an old sack of potatoes right down on the canvas, and Vader continues to move with absolute impunity. Don't forget, tomorrow night on the main event, it'll be live, interactive in the main event. And there's clubbing blows to either side of the head.
Brother, I tell you, man, there has to be, in the camp of the Hulkamaniacs, in the camp of Hulk Hogan, brother, there has to be some concern, Larry. I'm not really concerned, too, to the point of where Hulk Hogan is saying, well, I don't want none of this, because sooner or later they're going to have to come together. I believe that, well, and I just see it.
The challenge was made. Hulk Hogan basically has no choice. He either accepts it or all the Hulkamaniacs will think he's a coward.
Well, you know, he's got more on his mind than Vader, man. You talk about Hulkamania running crazy over this country. Clash of Champions. He's got, you know, Butcher, Kevin Sullivan, Avalanche. All them guys done finished business.
Yep. No question about that. Vader, meantime, finishes the Chad Austin off.
What an awesome figure. The power that he possesses, United States heavyweight champion. The man they call Vader.
And he wasn't even excited during this match, but I'll tell you what we're going to do. There you see 7 times world heavyweight champion Harley Race, who is his mentor and his manager. All right, we hear the comments from...
He's still laughing at him.
Yep.
Well, here you go. You know, he picks him up here in this Barilla move. That's one of his many Barilla moves. Picks him up here, throws him like a sack of potatoes. Awesome force of Vader. Hulkamania. Somewhere down the road, it's got to happen. United States heavyweight champion.
Well, I don't know, Barilla or not, looks more like Godzilla to me. This guy just huge.
Flashback time is coming up, and now you see Vader when he's not even upset. Watch him against Cactus Jack when he's got the score to settle.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall. Introducing first, from the Rocky Mountains, weighing 452 pounds,
Vader, who has signed that match for the cage in Bash at the Beach. And I'll tell you what, Dusty's going to tell us more about that in just a couple of seconds, but it is definitely has been signed. Now, back to our ring announcer.
His opponent from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, 218 pounds, Rikki.
Well, you know, guys, as we come on the top of this thing, seeing that awesome competitor, we had seen some visions, if you will, of what had happened at the Great American Bash. Even the pregame show, Vader come out, put his hands on the commissioner, Nick Bockwinkel, about to make a big announcement. They got into a yelling, screaming fight. Hogan came out, it erupted into a humongous fight. It took them all the way in the back. And later at the Great American Bash, Nick Bockwinkel came out, signed, sealed, and delivered, say, Bash at the Beach, Huntington Beach, California, only on pay-per-view, July the 16th. McPeed in 95 in the year of our Lord, brother. Can you dig this? We're going to sign this thing inside a steel cage, and that, my friend, give me another skittle, is how that came about.
Well, there you have it. So,
Boy, what unfortunate news for Hogan. I've been in a historic cage match. This is one man I would not want to be locked in a cage with, and that's 450 pounds of Vader.
and I'll tell you what, it'll be Vader time, that is for sure. Don't forget now, tonight, some great tag team action on the WCW Saturday night. You'll see the Harlem Heat taking on Sting and Hawk. Brother, that is going to be dynamite. Look at the way Vader is just pounding this man into the canvas.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Hogan camp got to really realize, look at every tape. You know, Hogan doesn't like to look at game film of guys, he says to me. We talk a lot about it. Bottom line is, he knows this guy. He knows the power. He knows the danger of being inside a steel cage. Pay-per-view audience and the live audience, they say between 150, 200,000 people on the beach. It is going to be an awesome event. It's the biggest pay-per-view event in the history of wrestling, period. Bottom line is, Hogan's ready. Hometown. Home field advantage. He said to me, Dream, I just want to do this thing. So,
well, I'll make it short and sweet. Hogan better be ready.
Yeah, that's a natural. What? Pardon me? Yeah. He got the pinfall. Yeah, okay, Chris.
The winner of the match is Vader.
yes, awesome, Vader.
Yes, sir. And Chris Cruz just informed me that he's going to try and get a word or two with Vader, and I'm sure he's got something to say about Bash at the Beach upcoming on July 16th.
Well, I imagine he's got a lot, right, Legend?
I know what he's going to say. He's going to send a message out to Hogan and say, polish up that belt. because it's going to look real good around my waist. Look at this. Suplex like a piece of paper. This guy, all you can say is probably the most awesome human being on the face of the earth. Not a man to be locked in a cage with.
You see here, boy, I mean, right here, Hogan has to be able to understand the force and the power of this man. I know he does. Home field advantage. Hulkamania gonna be running crazy and rampant when we get to Huntington Beach at Bash at the Beach, only on pay-per-view.
July 16th. All right, tell you what, on behalf of the Pro Team, Gordon Soley saying so long from Larry Zbyszko, the American Dream, and now Chris Cruz, over to you.
Well, Vader has destroyed yet another opponent here on WCW Pro. The question is, will be able to do it?
There is no question. I stand before you, the uncrowned heavyweight champion of the world. Hogan, think back in history. Baltimore, 1995, Super Brawl. Can you count to 20, brother? If not, learn how to do so, because that is exactly how long I had you on your back in Baltimore, brother. I've chased you from the East Coast and now all the way to the West Coast. There's nowhere else for you to run, brother. Nowhere else for you to hide. Unless it's time for you to go swimming. Unless you want to go fishing. Hogan, the whole world is amazed at your stupidity. You actually signed a contract to get into a cage match with the most powerful, most feared wrestler in the world today. Brother, in that cage, I become an animal, a caged animal. Hogan, I promise you this. Win, lose, or draw, you're in for the worst behind butt beating of your life. Win, lose, or draw, Hogan, you will suffer pain and agony. I am coming to Huntington Beach to become the new heavyweight champion.
All right, Vader, fresh out of the Dungeon of Doom, and he, obviously, like the world, looking forward to the cage match tomorrow night. Come on, what's he doing with a chair?
I'll tell you what, we talk about him so much. I believe at this point of his career, Chris, that this talking about him is over. We know he possesses the power. We know he possesses the speed for a big man. I have never seen a big man, and I've been in there with the biggest and the baddest, as agile and as mean as this guy could be. So I believe, Larry, this is his shot, his last shot.
Well, I agree with you. You combine all those attributes, and we've got the end of Hulkamania.
All right, young Steve Storm going to face Vader, and we're going to find out. Boom! It's Vader time very quickly here on the Pro, and the 452-pounder goes to work with that lariat.
Well, he just mains people. The Bulletin, as I call him, he's a cross between Bearilla, Rodism, between a gorilla and a bear. He is mean and bad. You got to give these guys credit that get in there with him, you know what I mean? Because one thing about Hulk Hogan and Hulkamania, my friend, it's going to be in his backyard. It's going to be on his home field. And if Vader is to beat this man, his effort must be the best of his life.
No bigger match than Hulk Hogan and Big Van Vader in a cage. And it happens, of course, tonight. Tomorrow night, I beg your pardon, at the Slim Jim Bash at the beach. I'm jumping the gun.
You can't wait, can you?
I can't wait.
Neither can the rest of the world.
Can you imagine not being a part of that? What are you going to talk about Monday morning if you can't talk about the Hogan-Vader cage match at the Slim Jim Bash at the beach? Here he goes. Oh, man. You got to feel sorry for Steve Storm at this point.
No, you don't.
No, you're right. I will say that. Steve Storm put his name on the dotted line. He said, I want to get in there with Vader and show my wares. Well, brother, that's the wrong time to move up the ladder for Steve.
A lot of guys want to be wrestlers, but I have no sympathy to the deadwood that can't make it as a man in this world.
2 and 3.
Look at that.
Well, it looks like Vader is still not done with Steve Storm. If he puts that power bomb on Hulk Hogan.
No, watch it. Hey, ref, get out there, ref.
Indeed, this is where it's most dangerous. Hey, come on, you keep your hands on the referee now.
Well, that could be a fine.
Like Vader cares. Here's the guy who's lost his title already here in WCW. We're not paying fines.
Oh, you know how much more money Vader's going to wind up now after Bash at the beach when he's wearing that gold? His problem is getting an extension so he can wear it around his waist.
Hey, Larry, that's your prediction. A lot of other people think that Hulk WrestleMania will reign forever. Look out! He's got the... He has headbutted.
I never liked Nick Patrick, always with a pain.
I'll tell you what, that's the wrong thing to do. You don't put your hands on a fish.
This man's on your head.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, fine time. Look at this. No, man. Oh, we have got to get somebody to stop Vader. I think Hulk Hogan can do it. He's not here on WCW Pro this morning, but Steve Storm has got to get some help and fast.
Vader's trying to wake him up.
That's not a... Would you cut it out, Larry? This is serious business now. Vader is devastated.
I'll tell you something else, too. Steve Strong, as you said, obviously ain't got no friends right now.
At least friends who won't face the 452-pound behemoth named Vader, who will face Hogan tomorrow night in a cage.
But just take a look. I mean, the size, the ability of this man goes beyond all human being expectations. Power alone is not all this man possesses. He got it all. Bam, right on the floor.
Well, that's a natural born fact. Vader, Hogan inside a steel cage. Slim Jim Bash at the beach. Boy, I'm going to talk. You talk about an interview, Larry. Let's go down to our colleague who's going to talk to the man, Van Vader. Chris, take it away.